Back from the first part of my last tournament before regionals, and if it sounds like I'm buzzing and excited, it's because I am. Because 3 games, and I went 2-0 in each game. Round 1, Spirals, 2-0. Round 2, Spirals, 2-0. Round 3, Grand Maju, 2-0. No problem. Lost the die roll 2 out of 3 times. I've already made some changes to the deck to improve it. I took out Super Poly from the side deck, and I put in Secret Village and a Terraforming, and then to replace the Super Poly targets, I put in Tornado Dragon and a copy of Winda. And one thing that I've started to do is use Time Pendulum Graph to target Black Fang Magician and scale, destroying my opponent's normal summoned monster and my Black Fang Magician, activating its effect and special summoning either the Winda or the Millenniumized Restrict from the graveyard for essentially free. And it's proven very powerful. Now, I can consistently set up 2, 3, or 4 negates, most consistently, sometimes up to 5, but most consistently between 2 and 4. And that's all I've needed on top of the Time Pendulum Graph. And I'm buzzing. I'm a lot more confident in the deck than I thought I was. So I'll update you once the rest of my matches are over. Split up into 2 days. So yeah, I think there'll be 4 on Sunday, and man, I'm buzzing. I'm feeling pretty confident going into the regional, and I really hope things continue to go this well. So wish me luck, and I'm hoping to catch some live matches this weekend. So I am back from the second half. 2 more Spiral again in my first round, and again I won 2-0. Then Dinos, and we got a draw because in game 3 I was going first. I set up Gaga Cowboy, and he hit me with an impermanence. And I'm glad he did, because I know how much it sucks to lose that way, and it would really suck. He deserved the draw. Then the next game was against Block Burning Abyss. In the first game I was able to set up a board he simply could not break, and everybody underestimates Clearwing Synchro Dragon, and Clearwing Synchro Dragon beat out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno in the Dinos match and won me this match, because people don't seem to realize that both its negations effect can be used each turn. It is not a 1-turn negation, it's 2. So it ended up being vital. Then in the last match I played against Infernoids, and I have no idea what this deck does. Game 1 set a board he couldn't break. Or no, sorry, game 1 he managed to beat me. Game 2, set up Secret Village of the Spellcasters, and then a board, and he just immediately folded. And then game 3, he didn't draw very well, I guess, and was unable to do anything. He drew like 2 monster gates and then something else, and was unable to play. So I was able to win. So I went undefeated. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That makes me 6-0-1. That is the best record I've ever had playing Pendulum Magicians. And I threw in 1 card, and I'm going to talk about in the profile, and it's made all the difference. And I'm really glad that I did it. Okay, so this is the deck that just went 6-0-1, and it is the final deck I will be taking to regionals. So 2 Harmonizing Magician, 1 Performer Pal Celestial Magician, 1 Black Fang Magician, 2 copies of Purple Poison Magician, 1 copy of Oath Dragon Magician, 3 copies of Wisdom Eye Magician to maximize your potential of having scales. You draw 2 of these, you have 2 cards in your face-up in your extra deck, and you're guaranteed to set your scales how you want. Time Gazer Magician, 3 copies of Chronograph Sorcerer, 3 copies of Mythical Beast Jackal King. Because you don't really have a way to search this aside from Time Star Magician, I have 3 of these just to make sure I can banish 1 or 2 off of Allure or Desires and still have a good chance of getting one. You all guys, it's a negation. 2 copies of the Mighty Master of Magic, still one of the boss cards of the deck. I love him. He's really tough to get over once he gets a counter. He's a spell and trap negation, very good. Servant of Endymion, you know what that does. 3 copies of Spell Power Mastery, because essentially it's 4 servants. 3 copies of Instant Fusion. This was huge. If I wasn't bringing out the Winda, I was bringing out Millenniumize Restrict, and then bringing them back. Bringing back Winda on my turn to end my turn and then pass is very powerful, because I already have negation set up at that point. 3 copies of Pen Call, just to maximize my chance of seeing it. 3 copies of Duelist Alliance to maximize my chances of seeing Pen Call or the Time Pendulum Graph, whichever one I need. Again, 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. Finally got supers. Pretty stoked. Yeah, it's just, it says draw 2. I don't need to explain anything else. Pot of Desires, again, this is a +1. It's one of the best cards in the deck. It's one of the best cards in the game. It's very good. Star Pendulum Graph to generate advantage. Get Magicians back. Upstart Goblin, because it's draw 1. And this is the card I added in. And this was huge. Every time I was able to resolve this card, it's an instant negation. So let's say I use Time Star Magician to add Jackal King to my hand. I activate Dark Magic Veil, and I get to special summon it immediately. Wind is in the graveyard, I can bring it back. Millenniumize, I can bring it back. This card ended up being very good. I'm thinking I may bump it up to 2, but I'm not sure, because it's not even a once per turn effect. And then 2 copies of the Time Pendulum Graph. We go into the extra deck. 1 Gravity Controller, because it's busted for Link 1. Daybreaker, I went into this a lot. Draco, Masters of the Tenyi, as soon as Selene drops, he's getting replaced. Boral Sword Dragon, Saryuja Skull Dread, I never went into this. I may replace it. Dawn Dragster, Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I went into this a lot, and it always ended up being huge. You can use both of his negations each turn. The one that targets, the one where a level 5 or higher needs to be targeted, or the one where a level 5 or higher needs to activate their effect. And his attack, the attack boost ended up being huge as well, as I was able to beat over anything that Spiral had set up after doing so. Borrelord Savage Dragon. Time Star Magician, this is huge. You can search out any magician, protect your scales. It's really good. Gaga Cowboy for game. The one time I went into this, my opponent was able to hit it with impermanence, and that's the only draw. Otherwise, I would have clean swept and won every match. Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, and then my instant fusion targets are Wendy, Thousand Eyes, and Millenniumize. And this ended up sucking up hand traps left and right. I think two Ash Blossoms and 1 Ghost Ogre got sucked up by that thing. And into my side deck, we have 2 copies of Nibiru the Primal Being, 2 copies of Lava Golem, and 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More. These are the 6 I would always side in against Spiral. I would take out 1 of the Mighty Masters, 1 Jackal King, 2, both of the Pendulum Graphs, and then just whatever else I didn't think I would need based on the type of boards they were building, but this ruins them. You just Lava Golem, the Trigate Wizard, and the Appaloosa, and you're fine. And Dark Ruler No More, it's just game over for them, really. Next up, Raigeki. As soon as I get more impermanents, this won't be in this side deck. Terraforming, and 2 Secret Village of the Spellcasters. This won me against Infernoids. They were unable to do anything. 3 copies of Called by the Grave for extra hand trap insurance if you feel like you need it. Red Reboot, because it's at 1 and Konami hates me and it's busted. 1 Infinite Permanence, because I only have 1. I'm going to be bumping this up to 3 as soon as I can. And then Nibiru token, because if you're going to Nibiru them, you might as well give them a cool token. And that is it. My final deck before regionals, and I'm going to make sure to wear the same shirt in case it was lucky. Back to the Future. Time pendulum graph, Back to the Future, who knows? Maybe that was the correlation. I was so happy with how it performed and how consistently it performed. Again, you're not setting up 7, 6 negates. You're setting up consistently 3, maybe 4, sometimes 5. And that's all you need. You time those properly and you're going to shut down everybody down. So, if you try the deck, let me know how it works out for you. If you make changes, let me know what changes you make, and wish me luck.